Hello again. All right, so we're trying to break these videos down so that they're a little more digestible. We are going to go back to the open house form just so I'm able to give you a little bit more details about that check-in process and how that goes for the families once they come to try the open house class. So let's go back to our shared screen. And now back to our open house form. As we are checking families in, not only are we highlighting their line in gray, we're also scrolling over here to the end to make sure that they have submitted their payment to try the open house class. Currently, our open house classes are $15 per class. And so families they can either submit the same day when they're in front of you, or they can submit via PayPal or Cash App, or I think we also have Venmo now as well. So we make sure that payment has been taken care of before the dancer goes in to try the class. And like I said, our most common methods of payment are PayPal, so that's the PP, cash, so giving us actual money, or Cash App. And so we're going to keep those payments updated and documented properly. So again, we're able to keep track of all the family's information. So we have their contact information when they signed up for the class, we have their payment information from when they paid for the class, and now the dancer is ready to try the class. In addition to our email and text scripts that we have that we send families prior to the open house, we also have a verbal script that we follow as we take the families through what to expect. So it's basically their in-person orientation as the dancer is trying the class. We ask them if they've received their Zoom link so that they can view the class. We try not to have parents in the same space as the dancers because this is usually a distraction for them, especially our younger dancers. We give the families a newsletter so that they can see an overview of everything that's happening in the studio for that semester. So the newsletter usually includes our class schedule so they can see days, times, and prices, any other pertinent information about when the studio is going to be closing for our holidays or special occasions, information about showcase, when our costumes are due, what the costume fee is, all of those things. Most of the questions that families will have once they come to try the class. How much is it? When is it due? Is this time frame that I'm bringing my dancer for the class? Is this the same time every week? Spoiler alert, it is. We try to make our open house classes as easy as possible for our families. And so they come at a time where the class is already happening. So for instance, Sundays at 3 p.m., if that's their open house class time, then 99% sure that that is the class that they will be able to take at that same time every week for the rest of the semester or the rest of the dance season. Okay? Right. Also, once we give the families the newsletter, asking if they have any questions for us, we are also going to ask them if they need to order any items from our pop-up shop. There's not a lot of stores in our area that offer dance apparel for all ages. Most of the stores in our area focus on younger kiddos, and then as we get into elementary, middle school, and high schoolers, those stores don't always have those bigger sizes for older kids in stock. And so what we've done is purchased a number of items that we know dancers are going to need: leotards, tights, ballet slippers, ballet skirts, things like that. And we have these items readily available for families to purchase. Again, we try to make it as easy as possible for our families to have that great experience. We've thought of all these things for them, making it as easy as possible so that we are effective, we are efficient, and increases the likelihood of them wanting to join the studio. So here is the order form that we give families if they say they need to purchase some items with us. So we ask them to fill out this form. Reminders that if they ask, our sizes are very similar to what their normal t-shirt bottom sizes are, and their shoe size is also very similar. Sometimes our ballet slippers and footwear runs a little bit narrow, but for the most part, it's a pretty similar comparison to their street shoe size versus their dance shoe size. Once they complete this form, we take the form with us so that as we're going to retrieve the items, we remember exactly which size the dancer needs, what items the parents are actually looking to purchase, and all of that. Yeah. Once we have it, once we have the items, we bring it up to the front. We allow the parent to pay for it. Whether we have the items in stock or not, we ask for families to pay the full amount for all of the items up front. For all the items that we do have in stock, they can have those items that same day. For any items that we don't have in stock, and then we need to order for our families, we just charge a $5 flat rate for shipping, and then we submit that order in our pop-up shop order form for the admin staff. So this is a pop-up order form for the parents. There is a pop-up database or spreadsheet that we have access to that allows us to know which items we need to purchase for families if we don't have a specific item that they request. If it's not in stock, we know which items we need to buy. We'll show that in a later video. All right, let me go through our enrollment manual to make sure that I didn't miss anything regarding the check-in for open house. Good. Okay, so quick recap. You will have the verbal script also available to you in the admin folder, so you can take time to familiarize yourself with that. Over time, you do it a couple weeks in a row, you should have it memorized for the most part. We'll have these order forms readily available for you. We'll have the newsletters readily available, so you'll be able to hand those to the families. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the notes and the things that are communicated on the newsletter as well, because if families have clarifying questions, we want you to be able to answer those questions for them. So really take the time to just look over things and really familiarize yourself with the information on the newsletter, on the pop-up shop form, and things like that. We want to make sure that we're able to communicate as much as possible to the families when they ask questions. In rare instances where you really don't know the answer, or if they ask a question that you're not sure how to answer because it's outside of our normal frequently asked questions, then of course you can come get me or one of the parent volunteers who've been with us for a couple of years, and they should be able to answer the question for you. And then you'll just be able to lock that information into your memory bank and have it for if a future family wants that same information.